Hello. Now we are continuing to read The Incredible Bulk. Remember? Now, if you remember yesterday, The Incredible Bulk, Mr. Bulk had gone into the canteen and he'd taken everything. He'd taken all of the food, hadn't he? So he went, took his food, and he went and sat down before burying his face in it. He didn't believe in using cutlery. Cutlery's for quitters was another one of his mottos. Mr. Bulk ate like a farm animal at a trough, barely coming up for air, just going gobble, 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 gobble. When he finally did come up for air, his face would be covered in food, before and after. He would then belch loudly. Burp. Bulk had the meatiest burps. They were so meaty you could slice them with a carving knife. Then the teacher would move on to the desserts. Gobble, 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 gobble. Before finally devouring an enormous meat-based packed lunch that his mum had made for him. A whole roast hog, a metre of salami, and 100 chicken legs. Gobble, 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 gobble. Burp. His excuse for eating like this? Us athletes need all the energy we can get. I wouldn't want to waste away, he would say as he slapped his big fat tummy. Slap. Wobble, wobble, wobble. And he waddled off. After his 2 lunches, he would crash out on a crash mat in the sports hall and snooze for the rest of the afternoon. Bulk's eating may have been prodigious, but his teaching was not. His sports lessons were a complete joke. What made matters worse was that a huge match with a rival school was looming, and not a single boy at Twaddle School had received a moment's football coaching. They hadn't even seen a ball, let alone kicked one. It was the school's football championships, and the Twaddle team was heading for yet another disaster. Every week the boys would plead, please, 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 can we have a practice game, sir? Otherwise we're going to get thrashed. Have I ever told you my story about the World Badminton Championships? I hit the shuttlecock so hard it shot up into outer space. Yes, sir, chimed the boys. 1,000,000 times. The days, weeks, months passed and the school's football championships were edging nearer. In the time when the boys should have been honing their football skills, Bulk was boring the life out of them with his stories about how he could beat anyone in a swimming race across the English Channel even though he still had to wear armbands. Get a hole-in-one at a golf course in Scotland even if he teed up the ball in Ireland. Outrun the fastest man in the world over 100 metres and still have time to stop for a kebab on the way home. Karate kick a tree over. Wow. Weightlift the entire science block, including the hefty laboratory technician, Miss Chafe. And pole vault over the main school building using only a 30-centimetre ruler for a pole. Finally, the day of the big match came. Twaddle School was facing a team from the reigning champions, Course College. They had won the school's football championships every year for a staggering 100 years. It was hardly surprising, as they always cheated. First, although this was an under-12s match, most of the Course College team looked much, much older. One even had a shave just before kick-off. But that's the Course College team. Look very old, don't they? Second, Course College played dirty. They spent more time tripping you up, thud, elbowing you in the eye, whack, or kneeing you in the groin, doing, than they ever did kicking a football. Third, they made sure one of their dads was always the referee. So the dad referee blew his whistle for the start of the game as the Twaddle team was still running onto the pitch. Boop. It's cheating, isn't it? To me, shouted the course captain, who actually had a beard. His team fanned out behind him. It looked as if there had been a mass escape from the local prison. There was a sea of broken noses, tattoos, and hairy legs. Look. Oh. Needless to say, they demolished their opponents in 1 second. The poor twaddles did their best, but they didn't stand a chance, not least because they had zero opportunity to practice. At half-time, the referee blew his whistle. The score was 10-0 to Course College. Not that Mr. Bulk had paid much attention to the game. He was much more interested in the table of sandwiches that had been laid out for all the boys to eat after the match. Sadly for them, Bulk had eaten them all, except one final coronation chicken sandwich. The teacher was now eyeing up the table, wondering if wood tasted nice. What was left of the twaddle team hobbled over to him. "Mr. Bulk, we're being thrashed," began the captain. "What are we going to do?" Teacher stood perfectly still, save for one part of his body, his mouth. He was chewing. Finally, he swallowed that last sandwich. Burp. Ponga wonga woo-wah. That was a spicy one. Now, finally, he spoke. "Boys, listen to me. I am the champion of champions.